So what's up out there, freight brokers? All of you freight brokers in YouTube land, I hope you're doing well today. I hope your families are doing well. Today I want to talk to you about a topic that I think is critically important to the success of any freight brokerage. I know it. All of us want to be our very best. We want to perform at the very, very top of our performance levels, right? We want to get it right every single time. In a sense, we want to be perfect. But who do you know is perfect? Who do you know is going to get it right every single time? Me? I don't know anybody that's going to do it that way. I don't care how much experience you have, how long you've been doing this thing. You are going to make mistakes, and sometimes you're going to make a big mistake. One of the biggest mistakes that we've made since we've been in business, and we've been doing this now for the last 8 years, going on 9 years now. The biggest mistake that we've made is we have missed a load. We're supposed to pick up a load, and we totally forgot about the load. And you have some people that say, well, you should always write it down. It should always be on your board, your load board, to tell you what loads are moving, what time they're moving, right? And you're going to do that. You're going to write your loads down. Sometimes you're going to forget to put a load on your load board. You're going to forget to put that load there, right? And when it comes time for that load to move, and your shipper calls you and says, hey, can you give me a status on PO such and such? And that's what is going to hit you. Oh, man, I didn't put that load on the board. And we didn't account for it. We didn't send a truck to pick it up. So now what are you going to do? Hey, let me call you right back. I'll get back with you with an answer. But when you go back and you start looking at it, you know that your shipper sent you that load, but you didn't put that load on your load board, and you just missed it. And you search your brain and try to figure out, hey, is it on me or was it on somebody else, right? At the end of the day, you know where the responsibility lies, right? You know it's on you. Now it comes to you saying, it's on me, and I have to accept 100% accountability for the mistake that I made. I am totally and completely responsible. Once you accept that, and you know now that it's on you, now it's about that C word. You know what the C word is? Communication. It's just like in real estate, where they talk about one of the most important things in real estate is location, location, location. Well, one of the most important things in the freight broker world, in the trucking industry, is communication, communication, communication. And for some reason, when we make mistakes, that's when we want to communicate the least. We don't want to talk to our customers when we've made a mistake, right? But that's the time that you should be really vocal. That's the time where you have to pick up that phone and own your mistake and let your customer know, hey, I messed up. I had a load that I was supposed to pick up today. That load was supposed to pick up at 3 o'clock. It's now 5 o'clock, and we're just realizing that we didn't assign that load to a truck driver, right? Accepting that responsibility. Now, here's the other key part. We made a mistake, but this is the solution we have to that problem. Instead of picking it up today, we have a truck lined up tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to pick up that load. Will that work? And they might come back and say, what happened? You just let them know, hey, it's just one of those things. We made a mistake. Didn't know that we were supposed to pick it up today. I didn't put that load on the load board, and we missed it. We accept full responsibility for that. But here is the solution that we have to try and fix the problem. None of us want to make mistakes, right? But that's a common occurrence. That's something that happens all the time. You and I are going to make mistakes. Now, here's the thing. When you have a good track record, when you're someone who does what he or she says you'll do, when you're someone who has always done right by the shipper, right? You have a good long track record of always doing what you say you're going to do. When you make a mistake, people tend to understand. They're not going to crucify you for one mistake when you've done 100 great things, right? They realize that you made a mistake. Why would they realize that? Because they are human and they make mistakes as well. It's going to come times where your shippers, your customers will make mistakes, right? And whether they own it or not, that's on them. I don't try to tell them what to do and how they should handle their issues. But I know as far as mine are concerned, when I make a mistake, I'm accepting 100% responsibility for that mistake and always coming up with a solution as to how we can fix the problem. That is the key. The key part is you accepting responsibility, and boom, here's the answer. Here's how we can fix it, right? Because what you have to understand is that there are going to come times, again, where your shipper is going to make mistakes. For example, we've had shippers that didn't pay us, right? We didn't get paid on time, but we didn't blow up. Oh, we didn't get paid, and I'm not going to be able to run my business if I'm not getting paid on time. I'm not going to be able to move loads for you anymore if I'm not getting paid on time. No. You let them know that, hey, we were supposed to get paid on this date. It is now 3 days past that date, and we still have not gotten paid. Just wanted to bring this to your attention. And what most reputable shippers, customers that you're working with will say is, I'm sorry that that's happened, Brandon. Let me check into it and I'll get back to you with an answer, right? What else can I ask for? That's exactly what I want to hear. I've made you aware of something that happened and you says, okay, I acknowledge what happened. Let me check into it and let me get back to you with an answer. That's all I can ask for. And when that has happened with me, my shippers have gone and checked and say, oh, you really didn't get paid. We don't see a record of a check going out to you. I'm going to check with the accounting department and make sure that that check gets cut. Simple as that, right? Because this is a world, the trucking industry, the business world, it's a world where people work within these industries. And people will always make mistakes because we are a fallible people. We are not a mistake-free people. Right? I don't care how much you want to perform at the top level to the best that you can, you still will make mistakes. And when you make it, just own it, right? People have a tendency not to want to communicate when they make mistakes. That's the best time to communicate because it shows that even during adversity, I am who I say I am, right? See, people can put a smiley face on when things are going well. They can be very friendly when everything is good, when the sky is clear blue in 22. But when it gets rainy outside, when the storm starts to come, where are you then? Where are your principles then? Where do you stand at that time? Are you the person that you say you are? Are you a good business person in the good times? Are you a good business person in the bad times, right? Just be who you are. Be an upstanding, good business person at all times. And I don't think that you'll have problems whether you make mistakes, small mistakes or big mistakes. But now you don't want to keep making mistakes. I'm definitely not saying that. You want to have a good track record where you've been working with a shipper and you've been doing good for them so that when you make a mistake, they realize and they say, oh, okay, this is just one of those isolated incidents. We understand that there was a mistake made, but we move on from it because we know all of the good that this freight broker has done for us. Be a straight up business person. Be an upstanding person, and I don't think that you'll have problems. When you make mistakes, you come up with a solution for the mistake that you've made, and you move on from it. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you want to learn more about the freight broker business, I would suggest that you take a look at my 5-video series. And in this series, we go over how you move loads. And we're doing it with actual customers. We're talking to customers. We have a conversation recorded where I'm talking to shippers, talking to carriers. We're going through the process of moving a load so that you can see how it works before you come into the business. And also, if you're interested, if you're right now ready to get your load board, I would suggest checking out a company called TRUCKSTOP. TRUCKSTOP, in my opinion, is probably one of the best load boards, if not the best load board out there. I've been using it now for the last 8 years, going on 9. I've used other load boards, and this to me is the best load board. And I've partnered with TRUCKSTOP, and they have given us the ability to give you a free month, one free month of load board usage, right? So you can go in and get a load board and they'll give you a free month to use that load board if you use the link that I've left in the description box. So have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. Keep leaning forward in your freight broker business. Do the very best that you can. Keep answering the call. Keep being willing to make mistakes. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. See you all the way at the top of the mountain, because the bottom is much too crowded.